Matchday Live. This is Radio Hereford FC, the home of the Bulls.
Scramble, scramble, chocks away, Frank.
Hello, Keith. We certainly are scrambling with the scramble to get here. What a journey. We are in the Swan, the Wetherspoons pub in Thompson Street in Weymouth.
Yes,
and
it is Weymouth, Frank. Well spotted.
It was, sort of, yeah. It's rammed in here. We've got Simon Wright in front of us. Hello, Simon. He came down a different route to us, probably a better one. We've got Joanie Roberts here looking at the computer. We've got good old Jim over here, and there's loads of people.
Chief engineer. Engineer.
He's standing in for Bradders.
He is.
Who's
gone AWOL?
Well, no, he's only gone AWOL because he's on medication, and he wasn't going to come if he couldn't drink.
He bailed out far too early.
I think so. Yeah, 3 weeks? Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
It wasn't bad.
Over France, wasn't it?
Well, over Shobden.
International Airport.
Yeah. Look, it's lovely to have you along, wherever you are. If you're in Weymouth, at the moment we are in the Swan. We will not be staying in the Swan. We will be moving, and we'll let you know where we're moving to in a bit. It'll probably be to the King's Arms, which is about 100 yards away. But unless, of course, you can tell us where you are, and we will come to you. Now, we're going to have a little bit of look around the room at the moment and see who we've got. Then maybe we can have a word to about their journey down.
Who have we got taxiing on the runway tonight?
Taxiing on the runway over
Simon Wright's going to sort this out.
He is.
I think.
Mr. Adrian Herbert is over there. I think we'll have Adrian across. We'll get him some headsets. Yeah, we will, and we'll find out what he's been up to. For Adrian Herbert here all the way. Hot foot from a shot. Adrian, how are you, mate?
Good,
all right.
how are you? All right?
Yeah, we're not too bad at all. Can you just move his mic slightly?
I know.
Yeah, that's perfect. I was thinking he's got to be flight lieutenant. Anyway, we have a flight lieutenant in the family, don't we, Adrian?
Yes, we do.
Now, we are related, right? Oh. But it is a bit circuitous, to say the least. There are plenty of photographs.
That's a big word, isn't it?
Yeah. There, what? Yeah, least. Well, there are photographs on your Facebook page of you in pubs with my sister.
Oh, pubs? Me?
Well, the Robin Hood in Monmouth. Does that count? That does count as a pub.
Does it?
Now, I've got to get this right. My nephew's wife.
Hang on, you lost me already. Go on, keep going.
Yeah, my nephew's wife, my sister's son's wife.
Yeah.
Is related to you by marriage.
Yeah.
In what respect? There you are.
No, you lost me again.
Claire's mother.
Yes, Claire's mother, Rosalind.
Yeah.
Is my dad's partner.
Right,
there
fine,
we
so there we are, you see. Your dad's partner is my nephew's wife's mother.
Absolutely.
So actually, we are about 9th cousins, 10th removed by marriage.
That'll do it.
Anyway, journey down today, mate, what was it like? Because ours was
It was better than yours, by the sight of it.
Oh. It's the M5.
Yeah. We came over the Bristol bridges and then down the M5, traditional route. But we came quite early this morning, so I think we dodged most of the traffic.
And who have you brought with you?
I've got my lovely wife Sally.
Yeah.
So we've come down and we've met my dad and his partner.
Right.
Rosalind. We've already done a bit of the sea life, done a bit of that already. Yeah. And we've gone to the old rooms that you're going to later.
We're going to go to the old rooms. You're going to join us back there?
Very good. We might shadow you.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all right.
You can sit outside at the old rooms with all
the
yachts.
Nice. Yeah,
yachts and the harbour bridge.
Harbour's
lovely.
Really nice.
It's beautiful, isn't it? Mind you, we might stop at the King's Arms on the way if anybody's listening.
King's Arms, all right?
Yeah, it's halfway there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Over the bridge.
I've had a little look in there. I'm not an alcoholic at all, but
they might have some electricity to boost our parks.
Okay.
You never know, do you? Excellent. So you came down from Hereford this morning, obviously, and you stay in till Sunday?
Yes, Sunday. Yes, right. Sunday.
A lot of people are doing that, I think. Come down today.
Yeah.
Stay tonight. Stay tomorrow night.
To be honest, it was one of those things that we knew that Weymouth were in this league, and as soon as we got it, I said to Sal, seaside trip, you've got to go for it, really, haven't we? So we booked up quite early, got in there nice and early and booked it up. So yeah.
Well, of course, we will be coming back this way because we've got Dorchester, which is only 9 miles up the road. I know, it's not far away.
I know.
But I mean, that's what, February?
Is that a Saturday?
Oh, yeah, February time, I think.
No, that's right.
Anyway, have you seen any other Hereford fans while you've been down here?
Not a lot. Well, there's a few in here, obviously. I've seen a few in here.
Yeah.
I saw Mike Langford earlier on.
I know, Mike Langford has threatened to visit us.
I've seen Mike Langford sort of quite a few places, actually. He's been getting around.
Has he? Well, he should be getting around here.
Getting around Weymouth, yeah.
He should be getting around here, really.
I haven't seen him in here.
No, but, well, he said, I did message him this morning and say, get round. Who else have we got in here? Anybody?
There's Jason here. JasonJones coming over here.
Yeah.
You right, mate? How you doing? Good.
All right. Okay. Give Jason your headset a sec, will you?
Yeah, Jason.
Jason. No. Go, put your headset on. Jason, you're going to have to introduce yourself to our listeners. We're live on air at the moment to Radio Hereford FC, and anybody who might be listening back home in the Shire, all over the world. I can tell you that Joanne Clements from the United States is listening in at the moment.
Brilliant.
I'm sorry, I can't read your writing. I'm sorry, Keith is sending me a note. Right, but what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to tell everybody who you are and where you've come from today.
Brilliant. Okay. Well, my name is Jason Jones. Obviously, we've travelled up from Hereford as well, me and Mr. Guy Cooke. Usually, I drive the away supporters, and by chance, I got the weekend off and decided let's make a weekend of it.
So, who's driving the coach tomorrow?
Well, we got a chap called. We had a chap called Maurice Carlis is driving tomorrow, and
he's not the same bloke that drove the first team last week, is he?
No, he's not.
Because that was dreadful.
Apparently so. But I that's not me to comment on that one.
Right. No, well, you couldn't, could you? Really?
No.
Surprisingly, Joanie is turning down 50-50 ticket sales. I understand. We weren't even trying to sell them tonight, but we shouldn't do that. Jason, it's a smashing to see you, and I know all the great work you do for Hereford Away Days with Reg is absolutely fantastic, because a lot of our people would not be able to get to our matches without the work that you and Reg do in putting that together, and we're so grateful. And you deserve a weekend off at the seaside.
Well, why not? Why not?
Yeah, to enjoy the game. But, you know, if we have an FA Cup replay a week on Tuesday,
blame me.
That's 193 miles.
It certainly is.
We don't want to replay in the next FA Cup match.
No, we don't. It's certainly not a night game
on a
anyway.
Tuesday night. No.
Well, the thing is, I do the easy job. Is just to drive there, you know, and I don't need to do all the bookings and everything. That's all down to Reg, and he does all the hard work. So I just sit in the seat and.
But do you
drive.
really want to play the other side of London on a Tuesday night with 193 miles? That's nearly a 400-mile round trip.
Oh, definitely.
Mind you, maybe nobody would book to go. But now, you won't know this probably because normally you drive the coach. But who's got the drum tomorrow? Do you reckon?
Mr. Guy Cooke, that's to my right.
All right. So has he brought it with him for an overnight stay?
He has, and
right.
And the difference, what it is, we walked into the hotel, and he actually walked in with the instrument mentioned, and the gentleman did turn around and say, "Now, I really hope you're not going to be banging that tonight."
Can we just pass the headset over to?
Of course we can. Of course we can. Come on, Guy. Come on, Guy.
Have a quick word with all our listeners. Who may be or may not be online at the moment all over the world. We're live here on Radio Hereford FC from the Swan, the Wetherspoons pub in the middle of Weymouth, coming to you live on a Friday night before Hereford's game against Weymouth, kick-off at 3 p.m. tomorrow. We'll give you live coverage of that as well, but we have with us the famous drummer, the Meadow End drummer, Guy Cooke. The drum.
Yeah.
Now, about 18 months ago, I brought a drum from my recording studio down to the club. I wonder whatever happened to it, because I sometimes see it.
Is it by Lucas Kirby?
Probably.
Yeah, it was like at the beginning of pre-season. Lucas was like, we had a conversation about who's having the drum this year, etc. And ever since, it's like I always ask him week in, week out, you know, do I take the drum, etc. So it's just gone from there. But yeah, he still has the drum.
Still has the drum.
Yeah, he still has the drum.
And we'll probably it would be nice actually to have a drum corps, because we're sort of radio bombing the pubs tonight. Perhaps we ought to have a mass drum corps for our squadron. Really, you know, a couple of. What you could do is there's a snare drum to go with it.
Yeah.
I'll get you one, mate. Right, we got loads to the studio, old snare drums. I'll reskin it, and I'll bring you a snare drum so you can do drum rolls and so on as well.
Okay. Right.
And we have noticed, that some clubs have got brass sections, trombones and cornets and so on.
But
is there anybody out there, maybe, who's listening tonight, who knows, somebody who may be useful on a cornet or a trombone?
I think I can speak for quite a few people, but having a trumpet or something would just in my opinion, I just don't think it would go.
You don't think so?
I don't think it'd go. I think a drum is if there was no drum, then there'd be no atmosphere.
I totally agree with you on that one.
But then if there's no fun bus, there's no atmosphere. So
look, it's great to have you here.
Yes, no problem.
It's great to see people making a weekend of it. And joining us now, thanks very much, Guy.
No problem.
Well, we look forward to hearing from you tomorrow, all right? In steps, wait for it, a man who has already been mentioned as being seen around town many times today, club director, Mr. Mike Langford. How are you, Mike?
Very well, thank you, Frank. Good evening. Not
Yeah.
a very good evening, unfortunately. It's raining again.
Oh, no, well, we're getting very wet inside anyway. You came down quite early today, I would imagine.
We did. We got here for about 2 o'clock. In fact, we were eating here about 2 hours ago when we'd gone somewhere else for a drink, and we thought we'd just pop back and say hello.
We asked Adrian Herbert earlier, one of the questions, we said, how many Hereford people have you seen today? And he said, well, none really. I've seen Mike Langford a dozen times, but I haven't seen anybody else. I've got to ask you, Mike, I last bumped into you on Wednesday at the club, when I must admit we did have a little bit of a laugh at your expense when we left, because you'd spent most of the last 3 days in what used to be the public toilets, which now I believe actually are being used by the club as storage space.
For storage space, yes. Basically, all through the summer, Nigel Marks, who sells the 50/50 tickets on the corner by Jenny, who sells the programmes, and Ian Entwistle, the three of us have been down the club a day a week all through the summer and continued. We've painted out toilets, we've painted walls, we've painted windows, you name it, we've painted it. Yeah. So basically we got promoted to actually putting some racking together. And the club have bought 20 racking shelves from Big Doug, which need to be put together. And most of them are going into the old toilets, the public conveniences.
Yeah.
So what we've been doing is clearing out the gents.
Right.
And taking all the rubbish out of the gents into the ladies next door.
Well, because you spend so much time in those toilets, I must admit, Joanie and I had a word afterwards, and we decided we were going to rename you from Michael Langford to George Michael Langford, because of the amount of time you spend.
Well, you should say that, Frank. You probably know I missed the Huss meeting last week because we went to see a George Michael tribute group. Yes, in
the public toilets.
No. They're actually at Cheltenham Town Hall, and it was a sellout.
Were they good?
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Yeah.
Back to the storage racks. Because you were in the middle of constructing, I don't know how many of you got there, 40?
Well, there are 20 to do. We've done 13, but in between we've had to clear out the men's toilets, and there was just so much rubbish in there.
Yeah.
You'd be amazed. I don't know where it's come from. I know where it's gone. We had to then clear out the ladies, and we've got 2 lots of rubbish. We've got 13 of them actually in place and fixed to the wall. So we're now...
sorting out the stock to go
sorting
on
out the stock. Well, I showed you the bags and bags of stock.
There's lots of
come in.
I tell you what, we were both impressed when we journeyed by the hoodies that we saw in there. When they go on sale, we want to be the first ones to have those. So they look really good. So there's going to be some good stock coming into the shop.
Oh, there's some very good stock. There's some dressing gowns. There's some boxer shorts. Bobble hats. I hope we have a very cold winter because we've got enough bobble hats and scarves to kid Herefordshire
and cushions as well.
Oh, talking of volunteers, we've had a lot of volunteers over the summer months. So it's not just a 3-man job. There's lots of people who've come along and helped out. There's lots of people who still come along every week and help after the match days to pick up litter and do various jobs. And I've got to throw in that Stu Whitehead has been absolutely brilliant in organising paint and whatever for us to do the painting. And the main man being Paul Quarrell at William Powell Paul's sort of sat above this, and he's made sure that everything is done and told us what needs to be done. And one or two of his guys, in particular, Arnold, who's known as Arnie, who's helped us out by fixing things, by putting sealant here, there and everywhere. So it's been a very, very good team effort, and we've enjoyed doing it.
Talking about team efforts, I've got a question here for you that's been handed to me from, I don't know where it's coming on. It's either coming on Twitter or Facebook or from Keith Hall Direct. Now, the team are not staying overnight tonight. Is there a reason for that?
Well, to be
Because after the journey we had today...
Yeah, I know. We had a bit of a journey as well. But there again, Friday is not a good day to travel.
Well, it's Poets' Day, isn't it?
It is, yeah, very much so. Well, the thing is, we were talking about this coming down because I think it's about 150 miles to Weymouth. I think last week at Kempston it was about 150 miles, 150, 60 miles, the same for Royston. There are so many of these.
But it's a better journey. Those are better journeys, aren't they?
Are there good journeys? And sometimes coming down on a Saturday morning can be better than a Friday.
My worry would be the Dorchester match, which I think is January or February, because that's only 9 miles up the road from here.
Yes, very true.
That's going to be an interesting one.
That's whether or not the guys actually want to travel.
Well, that's right.
Because it takes them away from their families. They've got to leave work early on a Friday afternoon to come down. So I don't know. I think that's really down to Peter and the boys to let us know. But unfortunately, our geography, means that there's a lot of long journeys this season.
Well, that's right, and it's nice. At least they've given us the Weymouth trip at a decent part of the year. September, October is acceptable. You wouldn't want that one in January or February.
No, you wouldn't really. No. In fact, I think it's good for Weymouth because I think it's going to swell their attendances quite dramatically.
It'll help. Yeah, I think most people are happy, and of course, it's a nice weekend away for those supporters who want to do what we've done. A lot of people have done today. It's a bit like Bideford last season.
Oh yeah,
where a lot of people went. It's good.
That was a long way as well, wasn't it?
Well, it was, but it lent itself to an overnighter for the time of the year, and we were lucky with the weather. We've been lucky with the weather today. It's been fine for people today.
Well, it's been good apart from this evening. I've come down with my wife Christine and Nigel and Sue Marks. We managed to convince the girls that Weymouth was a top shopping centre. So, yeah, exactly, Frank. So,
well, it is.
It is, of course.
There's a Wetherspoons here, and there's Yates's over the road. We
very
can always
close,
go
aren't they? Yeah, very close.
No, it's very similar to Hereford, isn't it? Well, they're next door to each other in Hereford, but they're opposite each other here. Actually, it's quite a similar sort of feel about the town, isn't it? Don't you think?
It is.
It's got a Hereford sort of. I know it's
Hereford by the sea.
Well, it is really.
It is. Yeah.
It's the same sort of size, isn't it? The same sort of people. And when it all said, they're stuck out at the end of a 90-mile-long cul-de-sac just like us. So they're a bit isolated from the rest of, not the rest of civilization, but it's not an easy place to get to.
No, it isn't.
So I think the local people have probably got the same sort of psyche as Hereford, and we've got more seagulls than they have.
Oh, really?
Well, I would think so. We were rather hoping that part of your job building these units, that you can make some of them into cages and bring some of the seagulls back to Weymouth.
Instead of them, be a bad idea.
Yeah, fouling our broadcasting area.
It's a mixture of seagulls and pigeons, unfortunately.
Well, we were hoping that when Tristan Plummer came back to Taunton, he would have taken the Western Supermare. He would have taken some with him, but that didn't. Mike, it's great to see you. Thanks very much
Frank.
for popping
in. It's nice to see you and Joanie and Keith as well.
And everybody else.
And the best of luck for tomorrow. We're hoping that it's going to be a continuation of our fantastic away form.
Well, it's now 42 away games without. That's 2 complete seasons away from home now. For that,
Well, I think we were very unlucky at the start of the season that we didn't really have a lot on the bench to change the games. When it's always nice when you've got 5 really good players on the bench and you can bring 3 on. These can be game changers, but the early part of the season.
Yeah, I think the comment that I think Mark Ammons made to me was that Beadle complained that last season we were lucky because people didn't suss out that we didn't have a plan B.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And a good bench gave him a plan B. And at the beginning of this season, he still didn't have a plan B because he didn't have the bench to be able to do it with.
He didn't, no.
Whereas last week, when he had that really good bench, even though it was in the end a comfortable win, the changes he made actually strengthened the team in certain areas and allowed us to kick on and win the game even more comfortably. So,
well, I think he summed it up quite nicely because any of those 7 subs could have actually started last week.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a fantastic position to be in, having sort of 18 people to pick a team from.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks for that, Mike. I'm not getting rid of you. I've just spotted somebody else here in the most ridiculous shirt who's going to come down. Who's going to sit down now. Thanks very much, Mike.
Okay,
Have
cheers then, Frank.
Not a problem.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Thanks for that. That's Mike Langford, club director there, who's been down.
Just before you do, Frank,
yeah,
got to give a big shout out to Alfie and Corey Devereaux from Nick, because he says they are definitely listening and would like a big shout out to Alfie and Corey.
Not a problem. Well, Alfie and Corey, it's lovely to have you here. Now, we all know who's come in beside us, but our listeners won't, so you're going to have to introduce yourself.
My name's Kevin McCall.
Right. And how did you get down here to... Pardon?
Bust a blood vessel.
Well, actually, yeah, the shirt is a bit bad manners. Really.
Hey, this is Paisley. This is proper.
Yeah.
The old-fashioned Paisley.
Absolutely. Good journey?
Long journey. Stuck on the M5 for a little bit.
So were we 4 hours from Ledbury?
Well, we come down from Hereford, and we're stopping at Weymouth Bay.
Right.
We've got a nice little caravan. We've got pool, heated pool. A nice club that does bingo.
Now, it's the end of season, isn't it? We got a really good deal.
Yeah, but ours is full. Because a couple have tried to get this week and that, and they said, no, we're sold out. But it's very nice, it's very friendly. If you like bingo, you're well away.
Yeah, the social clubs are, of course, interesting.
But you're only 15 minutes from the town by bus.
Exactly.
And they run till 11:45, so we're going to have a good time tonight and enjoy ourselves.
Yeah, of course you will, yeah. And getting to the match tomorrow, of course, it's a bit out of town, but...
Yeah, but at the end of the day, we're here to enjoy the whole weekend. It's not about the distance.
It's not. Yeah, that's right. And it's good. It's good to see so many Hereford people here. And thanks for coming along and joining us and putting it. Oh, you've been brought another.
Hey,
you're not
a Coke. A Coke is Coke.
Have you, what time did you arrive today?
Too early. 3 o'clock, I think we got here.
So you've been drinking a little bit since.
Only Coke.
Really?
Yeah, with vodka.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
But we're enjoying it. The people are very friendly. They're very welcoming, and I'd recommend anyone coming down here for the day.
Right, excellent. Well, let me just have a look while you're here. We're just having a look to see who's online at the moment and listening to us. Well, there won't be hundreds, we know, but we've got a listener from Belarus, Keith's in Germany, Bournemouth. That's only just down the road.
He should be here.
Yeah, plenty from Gateshead.
Now that is a long way.
Leeds, we've got listeners in Leeds and London and Manchester. In Hornchurch, they're listening to us from Hornchurch tonight.
He better set off now, we will miss a game next week.
Wolverhampton, hey, we were talking, we don't want a replay.
Oh no.
193 miles.
Yeah, it's the other side of Southend. It's a long way down.
We got listeners all over at the moment. There's 39 listeners on, which is great for a Friday night when you've got nothing else to do. That you're there all over the world listening to us at the moment live on Radio Hereford FC. Don't forget, we'll be bringing you live commentary on tomorrow's game. Kickoff is at 3 o'clock. We'll be going online from about 2:20 with Greg Davis and Jamie Griffiths. Joanie and myself will be there as well to bring you all the action from the Evo Stick Premier Division match. Weymouth versus Hereford tomorrow afternoon. Great to see you, my friend. Thanks very much for popping in and having a word with you. Who else have we got? We have somebody else here who's going to have a word with us.
He stands next to me on the meadow end. Look out.
Well, never mind. Right. Now, again, we might know who you are, but the listeners out there don't, so introduce yourself.
Hello there. I'm Nigel Pace, and I'm here with the wife, Andrea.
Right.
And you know my son,
yes.
Ashley Pace.
Great, great to meet you. He's a lovely lad. He's a great lad. I know he's had medical issues and so on, which now presumably are cleared.
Yeah.
He seems to be pretty happy with how things have gone.
Yeah. Well, if nobody don't know, he had a tumour behind his eye, his left eye, and he had to have it removed 3 weeks ago in Liverpool.
Right.
We went up there, and basically everything was fine. He had it removed. He's got a full sight in at the moment. Yeah,
and they're really good nowadays, aren't they? Not like the other, I mean,
it's unbelievable. Yeah. It really is.
Because I think when something like that happens, you think, I'm not worried about how I am. I know my health is important, but it's how I look. But I mean, he will look remarkable.
Oh, he's grown up with it all his life, basically.
Yeah.
And he's such a brave chap. He really is, and nothing phases him. He had it done, and in 4 weeks' time, we got to go to Gloucester, and he's having it full side put in, basically.
Right.
But it moves with your other eye. It's all attached to the muscles and everything. So, but he wanted to come tonight, but he just couldn't.
Well, we just look forward to having him back. He's part of the team here on Radio Hereford FC. He's one of the team of 4 that we've got who keep us up to date with the goings on in the Evo Stick Premier on match days, because we're looking at one match involving Hereford, and we want to keep an eye on the other scores and results. And he's done a couple of away games for us. And as he remarked on Facebook, actually, the 2 games that he took part in at that time attracted the highest listenerships. So he's quite proud of that. Look, if you're listening to us, Ashley, or your dad's here, he'll tell you anyway. We can't wait to have you back on the team, mate. And we look forward. I mean, hopefully in the next few weeks, you never know, or the coming months, any time you want to rejoin the team, you just let us know, and we've got a desk for you. Not a problem at all.
Yeah, he's champing at the bit. He is champing at the bit. He's done a write-up on Hereford versus Westfields in midweek.
Did he?
He done a write-up for Jamie, I think it is, and
right,
done everything like, so he's well into it.
Yeah, well, that's fine, because I think Jamie's looking for somebody to join the media team to do a lot of the tweeting and so on as well. And any time he wants to get involved, he's such a lovely him. And I've got to mention as well Leo Bell and Andy Lawrence as well, who do their shift as well, who have done shifts so far. They do a remarkable job as well, and we're so grateful to have them along. We have a listener inside the pub who's going to be 20 seconds behind us, but apparently somebody in the pub is listening to us. Whoever you are, you need to wave or come over. We're sitting here in the corner. Come over and have a chat with us, and that'll be absolutely great. Yeah. Well, thanks very much for that. I'm going to where?
It's the wife.
Oh, it's the wife. She's
Andrea,
come on. No,
she won't.
She's too busy listening. But the trouble is, there's a 20-second delay about what goes out and what she will be getting. Yeah.
Okay.
So she won't be able to, it'll be really interesting. So if she gets too near to us with the phone, it will squeal.
All right then. Oh, she is. She's come over now. That's 20 seconds.
That's right. Anyway, no, she doesn't want to speak, but that's fine. No. It's lovely to see you both. Yeah. And do give Ashley best regards.
He's actually listening.
Well, he's heard what I've said then.
Yeah.
We can't wait to have him back on the team. And everything's gone brilliantly for you.
It has.
So pleased.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, not a problem at all.
All
thanks,
right, then.
Thanks very much for your time.
Okay.
And thanks for coming. It's going to be a good weekend.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Are you stopping tomorrow night as well?
Yeah, we came about 2 o'clock today. We're stopping tomorrow night.
Oh, did you have the journey we had?
No, honestly, we left at Hereford about 10:15. We got here 2 o'clock. So it wasn't too bad. Straight down. It was gorgeous.
4 hours on the M5.
Oh.
Well, it started off with my train.
Oh, I heard. We listened to you when we were walking down from the hotel.
I know. Some bloke wanted to come in. Would you, if you wanted to throw yourself in front of a train, would you choose the Ledbury to Hereford line when you've got to wait an hour to change your mind, haven't you? Really?
Yeah.
Before the next train comes along. I mean, how ridiculous is that?
Oh, you're so happy, aren't you? Anyway, but thank you very much.
Thanks very much.
Ashley, we'll speak to you later, son.
All right.
All right then.
Yeah, we will indeed.
Okay then. Thank you.
Right. Well. It was absolutely amazing, the number of people who've come over and said hello to us and taken part so far. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a break now, finish our drinks here. Okay, thanks very much for listening so far, and we'll see you very, very shortly.
Matchday Live. This is Radio Hereford FC, the home of the Bulls.